Hello all, it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, sorry about that. Life just happens. Anyway, at the weekend I watched the first 2 episodes of The War Between the Land and the Sea, and it's a tricky one to review really. Intended as an attempt to expand the Whoniverse again, and this is probably the only offshoot we're going to get as the logo was missing. It was certainly better than any of RTD's recent Doctor Who outings. Tonally, it was more akin to Torchwood, without the gratuitous sex and swearing, that is, and that kind of worked. I guess it's more adult, but that means the problems are harder to dismiss, as it's aimed at kids. An oft-used excuse made for the garbage we've been getting. The setup is a clumsy conceit which doesn't make much sense. There's a neglect of basic laws of physics, that water doesn't flow uphill. There's not much of a war at the moment, just people talking in a room. If you imagine this scene in a larger, more ornate room with a big tank of water and none of the drama or intelligent dialogue. It's a bit of a drag a lot of the time, literally treading water. But there are some good moments and promise, albeit based on an idea that's been done to death. You know the one, bad humans polluting the sea, and yep, we get a preachy speech along those lines. It's all a bit derivative and implies it may drift into the shape of water territory. Current gender politics are shoved in because of course they are. The main character's daughter is referred to as a they-them several times in the first 5 minutes. Never again though, of course. Much like the Doctor being instructed to ask what an alien's pronouns are in Starbeast, something he never did again after that episode. It's shallow lip service just to ring that bell. Obviously we've now moved on from calling them sea devils, which RTD was stroking his manhood about. Now they are called Homo Aqua. Obviously no one will call them that in the real world, and in typical ironic style, no one in the show asks the Sea Devils if that's what they want to be called. There's also a really weird part where the central family are making a joke about the name Homo Aqua, in the way a child would in the 80s, if you get my drift. It was very odd. There is another moment that may well be an analogy or direct reference to current day, but I can't say more without potentially giving something away that may come into play later. It does look great, as you'd expect with all that filthy Disney lucre. The design of the Sea Devils is nice, the plastic scene you've seen in the trailer looks great, but is oddly devoid of tension, and the characters are quite bland, generic, and mostly don't act like real people. Russell Tovey is Russell Tovey playing Russell Tovey, as he always seems to be. But there are bits I liked. One moment, for example, they drifted into horror territory. As I say, it shows promise, but it's not really compelling. Lots of telling and not much showing. But I'll reserve full judgment until it's finished to see if Russell can hit the landing. Obviously I'll still review the next 2 episodes, though I imagine the ending will be pretty much like what happened with the Silurians. So what did you think? Did you also feel it was meh but had its moments, or that it only seems decent in comparison with the dross we've been getting from RTD? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace out.